Yeah, we're live, buddy. 39 seconds already. Schmurgergen, Bergen, Braku Prime, Kevin Boots.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. We're live. I wonder if the video. Did you guys see the intro video, the regular intro video? I just want to make sure it went through okay. Happy Wednesday, happy Schmurgen Burgers. You know what? We're going to start this this day off the right way. We're gonna shake things up a little bit, you guys. Just want everyone to know something special. 351 days till my birthday. Thank you, guys. See you. 351 days. Hope you enjoy this journey with me. Thank you, guys. Thank you. 351 days. It'll be here before you know it. We'll be celebrating all again. And you know what? While we're discussing that and while we're waiting for George, who will be, of course, late, I wanted to share a couple of quick things with you. I got some lovely things. Hold on one second. No, it's not George. I knew that wasn't George. There's no way that was George. All right. Got this lovely card that everyone in the office, we all think this is the most beautiful handwriting we've ever seen in our lives. Such a lovely, even it's from Chris Johnson, and good name. I like it. And as you can see, it looks like it was literally like printed. You know what I mean? Like it was like not like somebody wrote it. Like it was a font. He has his own font in his handwriting. It's beautiful. So thank you, Chris. Again, beautiful name. I love it. But this card was adorable, and thank you. Then we have another card. Now, it was from our good friend Josh. Josh, whose last name no one could ever pronounce in their life because there is about 26 consonants and 13 vowels. Much love to you, my fellow Polak brother. Josh, would you me? I cannot show you the inside of this card because this card is an abomination unto itself, and I love it. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. All right. Now, I didn't notice this, but Dungaree Jones, when he gave me this card is spectacular. And I looked at it, you know, and it lights up and it plays a song and everything, and it is an adorable card. And then I, after the fact, realized, holy crap, Dungaree Jones drew all the factions all over the card. I did not even notice it because it was small and it was so well done. I thought it was just the design on these little candy button thingy things. I almost lost my mind. So Dungaree, thank you, man. This is absolutely beautiful. I love it. And then I just share with you this that me and Kara were sending pictures back and forth. I forget why. She gave me what I usually give to her is like, you know. So she sent that to me. So I sent it back to her. And my hair's an awful mess. So she took that picture and she did something with it. Something I'm very proud of. That is what she did. I'm going to wait for Diego to look up. There we go. So somehow I turned into a Rastafarian demon, I guess. I don't even know what that is. It's amazing. So I sent her that. Oh, lordy. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in my life lately. Aloha Ish. What up, Colin? Catch you on the repeat. Jeff, what's up? Nick Doe, everybody's here. Boo Cat, hello. El Tidy Whitey's, Rabbit's Den. I see you. Braku, love you all, guys. So yeah, here's the card. I showed it before. Where's that button? There it is. And it's on both sides. Tell George to get his butt over here. And also Paul.
Yeah, pictures?
Yeah. Very set. Thanks again, Dungaree. You rock. You guys are all my rock stars. Love you all. I don't know if Dungaree's here to see his card, but you know what? Oh, did I take a picture? Oh, where did I put that? Hold on one second. Where is it? Come on, you. Oh, yes. So let me put this. I just want to show you these. I was talking about this the other week. These are the cards from, what do you call it? Barbarian Rage. So while we're waiting for our guest and George So those are the cards from Barbarian Rage. Awesome. And the button and the pin is awesome. And oh, look who decided to show up.
Hello and welcome to Four. Wait, am I on the screen?
You're on the screen.
Hello and welcome to Four Horsemen of the Clock. We're your hosts. I'm George. This is Chris. And this is your show.
That's right. So you already missed the whole beginning.
No, I didn't. I just started the show. Didn't you hear me? That's the beginning. Anything that happens before I get here doesn't count.
So
it's not official.
Opening up my cards now. Oh, would you like to tell us about our guest today?
We have a guest?
We do.
Oh man.
Yeah, we do. Also,
oh man,
I'm gonna drink.
You should have told me about this.
I'm gonna drink out of my children's faces right now. Hold on.
Let's just send this one right to me. This is our guest today.
What you got there, Georgie?
This weapon.
That is your guest.
It's
I'm
heavy.
a little fearful with you being slightly behind me with swords.
Should be.
Can you cut this open for me, please?
Yeah, let me see.
Let's get that right in there. There we go. Got it. Yeah.
This is the right tool for the job.
Oh, it worked. I was afraid if you're gonna go up or down on that thing.
I say we just bring the guest right on.
Oh, we're not gonna have our bris?
off camera.
Isn't that the moil?
Can't get any smaller.
All right. So you wanna just leave now again?
Yeah, I'm just gonna scoot over.
All right.
I'm gonna put you in the middle.
All right. Monkey in the middle.
I'm assuming you have pictures of why.
Oh, are you kidding me? Pictures. Oh, darn it. So, what's your name and what do you do? What's up, Paul?
Hi. Hey, everybody.
You guys
I'm
might
Paul.
recognize him.
Some of you may know me from the show of the swords and the weapons and things like that.
Are you allowed to
From
say stuff about
Legion's Con.
Are you allowed to say like the show you were on?
Yeah. I was also on Forged in Fire on the History Channel.
Isn't that awesome?
It will kill.
Yeah, it will definitely kill. So I stopped by today to drop off a little gift from us to the awesome people at the Four Horsemen Studio.
And also George.
I got to see it too.
And I brought a few of my toys with me because that's just how I travel.
We can't bring the one you brought as a gift on the show.
There you go.
Because it's too permanent.
There you go. Here it is. There it is.
All right.
There you go.
Look at that thing. Man, that's amazing.
So there it is. Some of you, if you were at Legion's Con, you probably saw this at the table where many people got to touch it, pick it up, swing it around, decapitate their friends.
Friends and enemies alike.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very cool. It's very heavy. How heavy is it?
It is 500,000 pounds.
How did I lift it then?
Yeah. Well, it's magic.
It's whoa. Okay.
And if you're a demon, it will burst into flames when you pick it up.
That's why George wasn't in the same room.
Yeah.
Don't have to touch it.
Yeah. That's other reasons why we told you not to touch it. Especially when I'm around. It'll be a one-man show after that.
So tell me a little bit about the making of this. So before we move on to all the other swords you have.
Fine.
So what happened was when I met Walter.
Who's that?
Oh, we all love, know, and respect Walter, man. He's the
This
best.
is Walter's fault.
This is all Walter's fault. When I met Walter and he realized that I was from Forged in Fire and stuff, he said, "Oh, you are the perfect person to do this idea.
You are the perfect person.
How about it?" So he talked to me about recreating one of the blades for you guys and putting it in a giant display case and giving it to you guys as a gift. And to me, that was the absolute great privilege for me to be able to do that for you guys. Because again, I'm in love with y'all. What can I say? I'm a true fan of the Mythic Legion, the Four Horsemen, the Cosmics, the whole nine. So it was my honor to be able to make this and present it to you guys. Plus, I got a cool shirt.
It's all for the shirt.
Cool shirt.
All for the shirt.
Did you sign it somewhere?
Sign the shirt? Why would he sign the shirt?
The shirt.
What are you, stupid? It's my job.
You got to sign the case.
I should have wrote. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll
You got-
sign
before
it
you
on
leave
the
it,
back.
you gotta-
Yeah,
we got-
we'll
we got
do
a
that
silver.
then.
You got to
Yeah.
sign it somewhere. This is
Or
it's your piece
sign
of
it,
art.
sign it like clear as day, but with black, so it kind of blends in with the case, and then
There you
sort of,
go.
you know it's there,
We
but you
could
don't
do
see
that.
it,
I
you
could
know.
put it on the bottom,
Yeah.
little Sharpie. Sure.
George likes a Sharpie in the bottom.
So that's what happened. So I built this sword
5
forged
years
this thing
later.
out. Yeah.
How long did this take?
Oh yeah.
From start to finish, like not concepting, but start to finish of actually touching metal, till you finish the actual piece, put it together. How long?
Well, it was probably a good solid 8 to 10 days of working.
I was gonna 8 to
But-
10 months or something.
No,
Jeez.
no. But that's working like 12 hours a day on the thing. You know what I'm saying?
And you also know what you're doing.
Yeah, I've
That
done it a
helps.
couple
Yeah.
times already.
That helps.
I've watched Forge and Fire many times. Do you have? Are you the guy that comes on the show and you're like, I'm in my barn and I got my hammer, or are you the guy with like, I'm in my giant warehouse shed and I got my machine that goes ka-toom, 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 and hammers it for you?
Now I'm a fool and I do everything by hand. I have no real machinery. In fact, when I learned to blacksmith, was back in the early 90s, and I had heard a friend of mine, 1890s, a friend of mine was an apprentice for a blacksmith that was making weapons and swords for Ren fairs. And there was an opportunity back then for me to apprentice with him. So I went down there, met the guy, and at that time, that was way before any Forged in Fire stuff. So there was only a small handful of blacksmiths that were doing real, legitimate swords the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And the guy I learned from was a Civil War reenactor.
Oh.
So he did everything by hand. It was all hand-hammered.
Wow.
We did it over charcoal. Modern
They can get high
tools.
enough, really?
Oh, yeah. Well, we have...
Did you ever watch Forge and Fire? They have the charcoal challenge all the time.
I don't watch anything.
In fact, that's what they originally told me. They wanted me on for a charcoal challenge because they knew that's how I forged. But they had me on in the middle of February during a snowstorm, so I had to use a propane furnace that I borrowed from my friend. It was only the second time I'd ever used a propane forge.
Wow.
The first one being when I was actually on the show. And, it was a big difference from what I'm used to, because typically everything is done with a hammer. In fact, when I was on the Forged in Fire, I had to hammer. We had 3 days to make this sword, and they were really legit about that. You couldn't work on it unless they were there when it came home, the home part.
Right.
And it took
Spoiler alert, you made it to the home part.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I spent 5 hours the first day and 10 hours the second day, a total of 15 hours hammering this long, thin sword that I made for the show, which was the Donaldson sword. World War II presented to General Grant. It was a ceremonial sword, and it was the tiniest, skinniest thing ever. I'm used to making things like this.
Some meat on it.
So this little tiny sword that weighed 1 pound, 8 ounces was the smallest thing I ever made. And it took me 15 hours to hammer that thing out. Meanwhile, the person that I was going up against, Nathan, great guy, super nice, good friend still, he has a press. And he had his pressed out in like 2 hours.
Snore.
Yeah. So it's almost like I'm a glutton for punishment to do things the slowest, most methodical way humanly possible.
But it also makes your arms ripped as hell. Look at
There
that.
you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. So it was a lot of fun though. And when I make weapons like this guy, this is I don't know if you can see the runes on it and stuff, maybe
I have a
not.
picture of it, but George wouldn't let me show it yet.
All right, you could show it.
No!
I'm not done talking about what blade is this? Aetherblade?
Yeah. Well, congratulations, George. You got it right.
But this one was a Viking sword that they actually found in a Viking grave. And when they studied the sword and did analysis of the blade, they were able to see that there were actually runes on the blade. So what I did is I studied how that sword was made, and I tried to make it the exact same way that it was done back originally. Yeah. So that's kind of my thing. In a lot of ways, I try to recreate weapons the way they were recreated. Now this other one here, this is a Beastmaster sword from about 1982, I guess. I don't know, movie Beastmaster with Mark Singer.
Singer. Yep.
And when I first started to blacksmith,
Sharp, be careful.
we were all talking about what sword would we want to make. And I said, I would make the Beastmaster sword.
Just hide behind Paul.
And there you go.
I promise I won't hit either of you with it.
And this is a fully functional sword that I have chopped many a thing apart with.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I do videos, some blacksmithing videos for YouTube. My channel is called Forge Junkie.
Okay.
And I have a video when I made this sword and me chopping a few things with it. But
So,
that's my personal.
Greg McTavish says, Forged in Fire, Season 8, Episode 18, Civil War Battle.
That was it. And they were almost mad at me, though, because when the Civil War battle, they knew I was a Civil War reenactor that I had learned from him. And they really wanted me to do it on the charcoal and all that. But I was like, guys, it's literally that February we were having a massive snowstorm. And when you forge with charcoal, you have to do it outside. And unfortunately, when you try to forge outside and it's zero,
Snowstorm.
yeah, your anvil turns into a giant block of ice. So the second that hot touches the anvil, and you get 3 hammer hits out of it, and it's all over.
Wow.
You can't.
What's the YouTube channel?
Go on. The YouTube channel for the blacksmithing is Forge Junkie.
Forge or Forged?
Forge
Junkie.
Yep.
Like George, but with
like George.
There we go.
Junkie.
Mythicraft. There we go. Oh, that. I was going for the
face.
Mythicraft. All right. Sorry.
And I haven't done too many videos on that for a while. I was learning to do that. And then, of course, I switched, fell in love with these guys, got hooked into Mythic Legions. And then I started doing.
With toys and stuff.
Yeah, now I sit home and play with toys and videotape that.
Makes little plastic swords,
Toys in Motion. That's my YouTube channel. And thank you all for watching and subscribing because I love y'all. And it's so much fun to do the reviews and my little talk show about these things. So anyway, pitch is over. So when I joined as an apprentice, this was actually the first thing I made. And this was actually forged out of an old file. They would give you an old busted file and say, forge this into a knife. So then, of course, I made it into an athame with a bone and stingray skin and all kinds of fancy stuff because that's just the way I roll.
Because why not?
Yeah, that's actually stingray. Check that out. And I hand stitched in the back. Check it out.
Wow. That's cool.
Thank you.
Where do you get the stingray skin?
I
from a stingray, George. From a stingray.
There you go. The ocean. Actually, there was a leather place that I used to go to a lot. I don't even know if there are many around anymore. You got to order online, but it was Tandy Leather, and they would carry things like that. Yeah. So that's where I would get the stingray skin and stuff.
Not to be confused with Tandem.
Yeah.
Our printer.
Not Tandem Printer. Tandy Leather.
Yeah. So that was the very first.
Look, George.
This is a real bone.
Look, George.
Yeah.
It's a real man right there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. There
Ding,
I
ding,
am,
ding, ding, ding,
smashing
ding, ding,
some
ding, ding.
steel.
What do you do about your left arm? Do you work it out separately?
As it is, I've always been slightly ambidextrous. So, like, even when I was on Forged in Fire and I'm hammering, see, that was the my buddy's, and there's my quench tank. I was quenching it there. But I actually can hammer with my left hand as well as the right. So I do switch up at different times. Oh, there's the Viking sword there. Yep.
Cool.
And again, too, the guards and the everything. That's my only tool I really use is my grinder. Other than that, it's all done by hand.
You need a grinder.
Yeah, you have to. That little wheel with the foot pedal, that's so 1800s. It's just, it takes me long enough. So, and then, of course, like, I like to make different things. Like, here's a knife I was inspired to make just because I wanted to really bad. Like, that's what happens, though. I'm sitting around in my house, and I'm like, man, I want to smash something. Maybe I'll make a hammer. So the next thing you know, I make a hammer. Oh, there's one now.
Here's one.
Why, here's one now. Ah.
Diego, when you were holding the hammer, it was kind of like I could see the weight of it, and then he took it from you, and it was like a baby. Just took like he took a baby toy. He was just like,
There you go, George.
It.
Shoop.
Yeah.
Right through.
Man, look at that.
And then, unlike Forged in Fire, they glue all the stuff down so it doesn't move, but it makes it easier to cut.
Oh, yeah.
There's all kinds of little tricks they do in that show.
Right.
But
second time.
yeah, I was like, all right, I'm gonna stab you again. And of course, I had to do that wearing my Viking armor.
Well, yeah, of course.
You know,
Was that some meat?
I had to slice some ham for dinner. You know, it's all about having fun. Yeah, it is. Just slicing some dinner, and we did. I sliced that up. We cooked it up on the grill. Perfect slices.
I mean, they are great slices.
Yep. That's how all the chefs do it. All the good ones, anyway.
That's awesome.
Is this on the screen, or are we just watching it?
No.
I didn't know.
It's on the screen. It's only on the screen.
Oh yeah. If a
100%.
little further there was me chopping some meat. Yeah, that was for the ladies. You know,
There's
straight.
There's the bris.
yeah.
There it is. See that satisfied look.
Oh yeah, I'm a ham. What
So
can
much
I say?
fun. So much fun. A tomato.
Yeah, we had to try the tomato slice.
Whoa! I thought you were gonna miss it. Wow.
It was close. It's a heavy sword to get that close, but
Sure.
that once wasn't enough, so we had to slice a little bit off the bottom. This way it fits in the sandwich the right way.
Wow.
Dang.
Slice that out.
Insane.
Oh,
Fun.
check this out. There's
Fun,
a chicken leg. You know, we have to have dinner.
Uh-huh. There's a bone in
Taken
there.
out by
Yeah,
the
a little
chicken.
bone.
Take it out by the chicken.
This is the kind of stuff I do behind my shop for fun, and sometimes I videotape it. Yeah, yep, that's how I have fun.
How do you feel when you like? I'm assuming you also watched Forged in Fire as
Yeah.
before you were on it.
Awesome.
How is it as painful to someone who makes the weapons to watch when they sit there and they bash them, where they're trying to bash the edges?
No. I was so jealous. I wanted to do that. That's what I do with all my stuff. Like
every time they have to bash the edge, I'm like, oh, stop bashing the edge.
Yeah.
That one dude, I forget his name, glasses. He
Oh,
like
Me and somebody else.
Thank
brutal
you.
with him.
I'm going to be doing some new Forged videos really soon because it's been a while. Like I said, it was kind of the first kind of videos I tried to do of myself while I was doing stuff. And it was really kind of tricky and a learning experience. And then again, got into the toys and started doing the toy reviews.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of stuff that I've been working on blacksmithing wise, and I'm going to be putting together some new videos. I'm doing a couple swords. Like a lot of them, I like to study ancient weapons and kind of modernize them to, and kind of change the design and do my own take on them, So that's like even things like this guy, I think I saw something similar in a video game and I thought, wow, I need to make one of these,
So we got two requests, of course, from the same gang. Have you ever considered forging a purple blade?
Oh, geez. Who could have written this request?
Purple Gang and Van Johnson.
We could actually do that because when you it is possible to heat a blade up to what they call bluing the blade. So if I were to run
Chris, that was a
heat
different
over
thing
it.
You called bluing the blade, right? That was
awesome.
Yeah.
Secrets. Don't divulge.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh no.
Don't
So
don't
it is
distract our
possible.
guest.
We could actually do that.
He said Purple Shank Gang.
The Purple Shank Gang.
Purple Shank Gang.
Is that something you have to do before you harden the steel, or is that afterwards?
I would end up because I would have to do that afterwards because there's a very fine line. You'd have to kind of almost harden it a little extra and then use the torch to blue the blade, and that would take a little bit of that hardness and brittleness out. Yeah, and it all depends on the steel you're using as well. Back in the old days, when they would fight with these things, the steel would come from whatever source was close to them. And as we discover more about history, we find like these giant forges were made next to iron mines and things like that. And it's really amazing how they can tell like where iron came from by doing an analysis of what is actually there in that iron and they can tell it was made in this part of the world and that part.
Oh, wow.
And it's really cool because we are learning so much more about the weapons, and we find that they go back way further than we ever knew. You know, they were producing amazing steel back then, and a lot of it, like Damascus. You know, we create what we call Damascus now, and it's by, you know, taking different kinds of steel and twisting them and hammering them, and you get these really neat patterns. But it's not exactly what they did in ancient times. We still don't know how to replicate the Damascus steel that they made 1,000 years ago.
Sounds
which
right.
is pretty crazy.
Lost art.
Yeah. Yep.
That's because aliens gave them to us.
Possibly.
We never even made it here.
Melee weapon.
Aliens brought down all
yeah.
that Damascus.
So Dark Lair says what's up. Dave
Hey.
Orkin says what's up.
Dave.
I saw the Good House Seal said he had gotten a goblin blade from you at Legion's Con.
Yep. That's a goblin killer right there.
The Good House Seal.
Yep. And now his brother wants a dwarven sword so they can, you know, settle their differences.
So you don't give a sword to the bad house seal.
Wow.
So now you said the piece of steel that you used for the Aetherblade was from where?
That actually was well, I picked it up from a salvage yard, but that originally was World War II steel from Bethlehem Steel. And that steel was going to be sent so they could make tanks out of it. And when I got it, it was about that long and a giant thick bar of steel. And that was supposed to be sent there, but of course the war ended, and that steel got set off to the side. And this place down, it's called Glick's, actually, if you are interested. It's down in near Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. And they're a great place. They carry so much old quality steel. And when I can, I love to use the older steel.
Why?
Because I feel like it's superior. Even though today they have that steel dialed in, you know, to certain specs, and they make oil for each type of steel. So if you're going to use a certain particular kind of spring steel, they actually sell like a quenching oil specifically at the weight to make that perfect. But I like to do things a little differently, you know, and back in the ancient times, they would make weird concoctions using pig fat and other things to quench steel. You know, there was no place that manufactured the oil. So although I typically use quenching oil and stuff like that, I like to run a little wild with it. And I find that the older steel is superior. Like you were mentioning about when they test the blades and try to mess them up. Well, back when we used to make blades for the Ren Fair, we would put our blades up against other people's blades by taking them and actually hitting the edge to edge and see who gets the divot in the blade.
Oh, nice.
Now, I've done that with this sword, and it didn't even make a mark. I think it blemished it, and the other guy had a big divot cut in his sword. And that's how we would test our steel.
Wow.
So, again, to me, no, I do make display swords, and, you know, like a lot of times somebody will come up to me and say, hey, you know, I only have X amount of dollars. I would really love to have something that I put in my display case, you know, just, okay, well, fine. We can work that way. We don't have to use the super expensive, high quality steel. We can use a lesser steel, make something nice for you. It might not be quenched. Don't go killing orcs with it. You want to kill orcs? I'm your guy, but you got to specify that right from the beginning, and I'll make you an orc killer. You know, that's just.
Did you on your episode? Did you have any of those weird challenges where they have like, here's a pile of BBs and a sprocket from a bike and a thing, and we gotta mash them all into a little container that you pour white out in for some reason, and, like mash it all in together and pound it. Did you do that, or did they give you steel?
So with when the first part of the episode had to make an Arkansas toothpick, 14-inch long, like dagger knife, right, with a coffin handle. And it had to survive like a wood chop and all this other stuff. I knew they were just going to beat the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And out of that, they gave us a choice. We could either take a bunch of smaller shot and basically weld it all together, or we could take a full-size cannonball and smash that cannonball down. Yeah. but they have Big Blue and they have the
Yeah.
presses and stuff. So I jumped on the Cannonball
Of
because
course,
I was
yeah.
like, when else am I going to have the opportunity
That's
to
gotta
mash a
be fun.
cannonball down?
Right.
And in all honesty, man, it was so easy with the press, which I don't have.
Right.
This is my press.
Yeah, exactly.
But with the press, it made it so easy. I was just like, this half takes the fun out of it.
I was going to say, would you ever want to get one of those for your own work, or would you like hammering? Like part of it for you is more the hammering part.
The most fun is the hammering part on the steel. I love to actually manipulate the steel with the hammer and bend it to my will. But if you're going to try to make money at this, and then
Doing it in 2 hours rather than 15 is definitely better.
yeah, and nowadays there are so many people, again, partially because of Forged in Fire, it opened that up to so many people that there's a lot of blacksmiths now that are making knives, and even like trying to sell them. Everybody's trying to compete at a lower number.
Of course.
So it's just the nature of the beast, you
Right.
know. So I do this. I do commission work, and I love to do things. Like I said, I'll just get a whim. Like I need to smash some steel. I'm gonna make a hammer, or I'm gonna make this, or I'm gonna come up with some design in my head, and I just want to roll with it. So most of the time, if I'm not getting orders, then I make my own stuff just
Right.
for fun because I like it.
So is
I have a quick
knifing
question.
your day job?
I have a quick question. When you're saying you're hitting the two swords together and guy got to divot, does that just buff out? Like how do you? what do you have
Oh
to do?
no, he had to grind. Yeah, he had
That's
to
what I
like
thought,
grind
okay.
the whole edge down to try to get that out.
Got it.
But hey, I told him, I go, I'm telling you, my sword, I got this one on Amazon.
On Etsy.
It's really good. And I go, that's not, okay, whack. Oh man, would you broke my sword?
You want me to do a double-handed?
Yeah. They didn't even swing that hard.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ryan Willard says George really watched some Forge and Fire. He likes something. George likes something.
I like Forged in Fire.
We've discussed it before.
I like their spin-off show with Goldberg. I like.
Oh my God, I wanted to be on that show so bad. Knife or Death, I think
Knife or
it was
Death.
called. Yeah, and they only lasted like 2 short seasons.
Yeah.
It was the same group of producers. And when I was on Forged and Fire, and I was talking to the producers, I was like, guys, if you ever do Knife and Death again, man, I gotta be on that because chopping stuff and everything that's my jam right there.
Yeah.
I love cutting stuff up. Like I
Albert,
said, I was so jealous of Doug when he took the ballistics gel and they took my Donaldson sword up to that ballistics gel thing, and they just sliced that thing up. I was just watching it like, oh, I want to do that so
I wish I could
bad.
cut it. I wish-
Yeah, can I hit it a couple times? They were like, no, you can't.
on the show when they make everybody put their goggles on, like
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
have everybody just move out of the way. Like they don't,
We're like 30 feet away.
yeah, like
I'm
there's no reason to put like
yeah.
it's so dramatic. With
Yeah.
like, everybody put your goggles on now. It's like,
Yeah.
they're not swinging that thing near anybody.
No, they were far away.
I don't
from
think a
us.
goggle's gonna
Although
picture from the sword.
I've seen a couple breaks in that.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
there have been some breaks.
So Albert wants to know: have you ever used iron from a meteorite?
No, I have not, but I would love to.
That
So
would be
Albert,
cool.
send your meteorite.
Yeah,
to-
yeah. Send
Make
it
sure it's
in.
enough material.
They did. They found a dagger. There was a dagger in King Tut's tomb that had no rust on it, still razor sharp, and it was an iron dagger that, by all accounts of history, shouldn't have existed at that time. And again, they studied it and they found out it was very much meteor dagger. It was meteor. It was iron from an actual meteorite.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it
But
was
aliens.
aliens. Who's got the
It
crazy
came
hair
from
for that?
space. That's all I'm saying.
Let's see.
So wait, let me get back.
yeah,
Is making knives your day job? Is this, or do you have like a real job too?
Well, yeah, I do.
Not that making knives isn't a real job.
yeah.
I mean a steady job.
I'm basically an artist, so of course I don't work and I'm poor.
Sounds
So
right. That tracks.
yeah, I do some movie stuff when I can and do some effects in films, and sometimes I do weapons in movies and stuff. And I'm trying, I'm an independent filmmaker with dreams of being, making more movies and stuff. So I do lots of different kinds of art, and make knives and weapons and anything I can,
Someone asked if you
to get out of a real job.
Jeff Evans asked if you've made a katana.
A katana, yes, I have actually. I have
I'll take that.
I made like 3 of them. One is mine, and then I made 2 for other people. They were.
It's just my birthday, right?
Please, he just gave the biggest sword he's gonna ever give the studio, so you can just stop it. You can buy one. He's looking for work, so you can buy a katana anytime you want.
$20.
$20. I make a $20 katana.
About this big.
It's
Falls
cast
apart.
off a Ninja Turtle weapon.
Made from a spoon.
Should have seen it making it though.
What's the smallest knife you've ever made? Is it that one right there?
Oh no, my gosh! I've made.
So you can make little.
Yeah. A guy had me make a bunch of neck knives. Like it's a little chain thing with a tiny little knife that like hangs
bolo
on that.
tie
Yeah.
knife.
Yeah, a little tiny knife, little ones.
Oh.
So I make all kinds of
You
different
used to have
things.
the cyanide capsule in your teeth. Now it's just
Yep.
Quick neck knife.
yeah. For an emergency.
Yeah. You never know when you might need a neck knife.
Words have never been spoken.
All right, I'm gonna show the rest of those.
But yeah,
pictures
all
real
kinds
quick.
of different things and some big things. I've done big battle axes and
Oh man.
then I've done a bunch of post-apocalyptic weapons like from Mad Max movies and things like that as well. I like to do those. I'll even hammer out like I have a bunch of old wrenches and things like that I'll take the jaw
I
off.
saw
of
you had a
big
video, right?
monkey wrench, yep, and hammer that out into a blade. And I've done a lot of different stuff. And I like to do peculiar things, things that are a little different from the beaten track that you're not going to find anybody else do, because everybody else does those.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's your favorite kind of handle to make? Like, what's your favorite material to work with?
Yeah. A lot of times I used a lot of salvage stuff and things like that and older wood and, so they're just, I like bone. Bone is fun because it involves less sanding. But I like to make things like this guy has a full tang. This is, the original sword didn't have a full tang. And a full tang, you can see the blade going right through the handle. It's all one big part, and then it's pinned and everything. Mm-hmm. And this actually has aluminum on the back to balance it. But I like to do the full tang. It's very strong, never breaks. You could kill any ogre,
alien.
Anything you want. Take down horses, elephants. So I like to do that, but I'll do any kind of handle. Like this guy I was telling people earlier. This actually has a hidden tang with hidden pins in it. So it's all pinned. Pins? Yep, but it's pinned on the inside. So you can't see any of the pins.
Yeah.
And this little guy, I sat and watched television. I watched like TV and hand carved this with a little X-Acto blade one day and put little runes on the top. A little hard to see, but there's little runes in there. And
does it say anything, or is it just gibberish?
Runes, they're like symbols that have meaning. Mm-hmm. So it's not like an alphabet language that if you read it, George hates fun around or something like that.
Yes, you need a sword that says that.
It's more like power, empowerment, protection, strength, and valor, and things like that. Each one means.
I want to show something with the mallet. That's Bill.
Okay.
That's Greg.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Same mallet.
Greg, same mallet. Greg easily, single-handedly just picks it up, twirl it around. He said, that's a nice little baby mallet you got there.
I didn't make it ogre scale, so,
No, it's Bill scale, normal scale.
Yep. I got to make one for him, though. I got to make him a Greg size one there,
That'd be something.
Yeah.
It looks like a twig in his hands. It's ridiculous.
He looks good, I tell you. I like him.
I think he just wants to
like that.
Swinging around.
If you were in a battlefield and you saw him coming at you with that, I feel like most people would turn and run the other direction.
Let's see. Dorklair said, "Have you ever made a Klingon batleth?"
Batleth, I sure did.
Come on.
Yeah. I've done a bunch of Klingon weapons for people, actually. Different knives and daggers, and a lot of times, somebody will send me a picture of the Klingon stuff, and be like, "Can you make this?" You know.
Like-
And of course,
A sword guy who's into special effects and movies. You
Yeah.
don't think he made a Klingon
Yeah.
thing, like one of his first things he ever made?
yeah.
Come on.
I've even appeared on as a Klingon in
I was,
some YouTube videos and some
I
shows.
was going to
and
go
stuff.
further and say he's probably got the gear there.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
but
I also made one of those
Nobody cares.
for a toy. It was this
For a
big.
toy.
It was an actual toy. Came out.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I should have said, why should I care?
Yeah. I've done Predator weapons
Oh, yeah.
and Klingon weapons, and that stuff is so much fun. When somebody comes to me and says, "Can you make the Elder Sword from Predator 2?" I was like, "Oh yes, I can. Oh yes." So
I heard my name again.
Hey!
Somebody for the skate decks.
Oh yeah, that was last week.
Oh,
Right.
but
But actually,
You know what?
let's show those.
Show those skate decks.
Show these-
We'll show Paul cutting them in half. How about that? Swing that sword right through the skate deck.
Look at those.
Look at
This
these
is
skateboards you
beautiful.
can't buy right now.
Greg finally.
you could have,
You
and you
could've-
should have.
What-
This is what you missed out on.
FOMO. This is what Greg finally heard us.
Took a week.
You know
The
what?
whole week.
You know what though? It took a week for the sound to travel all the way up.
It takes a long time.
So
Yeah.
where were you? Bathroom.
That
Zipper got stuck.
what it said?
happens.
Come on, you know that reference, right? Somebody in this room? Someone in this room knows that reference, right? All right, thank you. As long as someone got it. Chris, no?
Just gonna sit here with my skate deck.
Sounds familiar.
Anybody in the
I'm
chat?
gonna
Somebody
say
in the
something
chat.
about Mary is the only thing I can
no,
think of.
No, someone in the chat, please just tell me what that movie is, real quick. I want someone to
Real
have
quick
gotten
after the delay.
it. Well, I mean, it's fine, but someone must have known. Where were you? Bathroom. What happened? Zipper got stuck.
All right, I'll see.
Better know that answer.
While we're waiting, Mark
The end of the
Halseal,
movie, but
the good Mark, said,
Yeah.
"Have you ever used a deer antler for the grips?"
Oh yeah, yeah. I made
here we can't sell these anymore.
No, they're done.
I've done a
Sold
bunch
out.
of
It's actually
knives
sold.
with deer handles.
He took that out of someone's order. Right?
There was I forget what it was called, but it was a dagger or a little knife that
No one.
women
knows,
would
no one
carry.
cares.
That had an antler and it had a little hooked blade specifically used if they needed to
Scrotum.
have a small, knife to protect themselves with.
Oh, Briss.
Yeah, I forget what that was called though. It's a long ass time ago that
Murder.
I made that thing. But yeah, it was a pretty devastating knife.
Wait, a knife that you hung there?
No, they would
It was a feminine.
it was
for
a
protection.
feminine knife
Oh,
for
oh, oh.
protection. Yeah, if anybody tried to mess with them, they had this
Except for that
little
blade.
hooked blade that they could slice, and it was commonly done with an antler. So I did
Skinning
some of
knife?
those for that. Yeah, I've done skinning knives too, but never a skinning knife with a deer handle.
Did you
That would just be mean.
Yeah,
This is rude.
yeah, that's kind of.
It's just rude.
now? Did you go out and track down and kill the deer with one of your weapons in order to make another weapon?
No. I love animals. I call the deer and that wander around in our yard my little babies. So I love those guys. I feed them all
He
the
swings
time.
at tomatoes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Water bottles.
No, this was a deer that had perished from natural causes or possibly a car, and I found it.
Naturally, a car.
Yeah.
Summer school.
You read it. I read it. Someone knew.
Someone-
No one knew it.
Wasn't that Ronnie Dangerfield movie?
No, that was back to school.
Yeah.
Oh, that was back to school. Oh, summer school.
The triple
Okay.
Summer school's only
Yeah,
two effects
yeah.
guys in the class.
Classic,
Yeah,
like, come on.
Yeah.
Yep. Nobody knew. So
Man,
Did you look it up?
No, I knew it.
She knew.
I knew it.
I've occasionally
Not
been an
filming me
effects
looking it
guy,
up.
and I still didn't even know that one.
Back to school.
But you know it now that I said
Now,
the movie, right?
now.
I thought he really had a zipper stock. I thought you were being serious. It sounds like a Greg
You never
thing.
How'd you look it up? You should type in those lines. And
No,
it
I
came up?
knew it.
You
I
did
went
not.
like this.
There's
I went-
not a
I went-
chance in hell.
I went.
you knew it. You've never even seen it.
I've seen it. All of it. To
Why,
the
why
end.
was the dog? Why was the dog sad?
Let's just keep talking about
All right,
Paul.
yeah, exactly.
We're taking away from Paul's time here. It's
You
not
saw
fair to Paul.
Nothing.
It's not at all.
Is it? Do I have a hard out today? What time is
It's
it?
444,
Okay.
which is a very unlucky number in China.
Yeah.
Good thing we're not in China yet.
Do you know I'm taking him to China?
Yeah. You told me at ZuluCon.
Okay. Yeah, I've been so excited to tell
Yeah,
everybody.
I would be too. Yeah, that sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it'll be a time. Fun.
Yeah.
We'll
Did
see.
you show from down over there?
if we can.
That'd be wild.
It'll be 4 a.m. instead of 4 in the afternoon. But
Hey,
you
we'll
know.
be awake.
So, 4-ish horsemen o'clock.
There you go.
So it'll be nights here.
You can do just for a short 1 o'clock.
China nights. It's on, baby. We're gonna make it happen.
Jeremy and I will do our takeover of
Hey,
4 short 1
Walter.
o'clock for 3 weeks.
Well, you know what, George? Doug was sad because his toy doll head got thrown in the water and was taken away by the waves. So that's what happened. Now we can continue.
Just remembered.
Just remembered.
Just
If we can-
remembered.
If we can continue with our conversation, let's do that instead.
Thrown right in the water. What kind of water was it? Red
It was wet water.
water? what kind of water?
Let's talk
was
about
it?
this
Small
wood that
pond,
you used here,
lake?
because you had said something interesting before about the wood. Tell me about it, Paul.
Well, would I or would I not
You
tell
would.
you about it?
Tell us.
Now this everybody thinks this is heavier than it is, but it's a piece of pine, so it's not too heavy. You know, the denseness of the wood
Yes.
is
That's what Mjolnir was made out of, too, right? Pine.
pine.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to put some Viking runes on it just for fun, but I have a giant piece of teak. That the piece of teak is heavy as all get out because it's a very, very hard, dense wood. So I'm going to make another one of these. Although this is fun. This will crack a melon without too much trouble.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody likes the War Club. It's just fun to play with. It's been sitting in my dining room for the last couple weeks, and everybody that comes over is like picks it up. My sister-in-law was over. She's lifting it. Oh wow, that's not that heavy. I could swing that.
Don't.
Yeah.
Swing that.
Everybody's having fun with that.
So now what I'm thinking is like, would driftwood make a good wood, or would it be crap wood? And I only think that because I'm segueing to.
Driftwood?
I'm just segueing to beach water, specifically Malibu, and it made me think of driftwood at the same time. So I was just kind of curious about that.
Nah, driftwood is usually kind of light. You know, if you were going to make one for a child,
Oh, you know what?
Get your children.
I have
some
2
war
children.
clubs.
All right,
There you
I
go.
see where this is going.
It's a great exercise. Swing that club around for a little
I
while.
believe it.
Oh yeah,
I believe it.
gets the shoulders
I
going.
believe that.
Loosens up the deltoids. Yep.
Driftwood, Malibu
There you
Beach,
go.
seawater. Any more questions, George?
No,
These things have to come to me.
You've
I have to
confirmed
remember.
you've never seen so much. It's fine. You have homework by next week.
Oh, Kevin Boots got it perfect. 4-ish o'clock Shanghai Nights.
Oh,
That's it right there. We got to get Jackie Chan on. Special
Oh
guest
my.
star. Or
You're not gonna
Owen
be in
Wilson.
Shanghai, though.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure they didn't film it in Shanghai either.
Actually, can we tell everyone, because I know this is a movie you have seen, everyone needs to go watch Ricky Stenicki on Amazon Prime.
You need to watch it now. It's important that you watch it.
Very important that you watch this movie.
That's right. If you watch it once, watch it twice, you watch it both times. It's a good movie. Have you seen it?
no.
Go watch it.
I'm a little scared to
You
at this
should.
point.
John Cena is great. I never thought I'd say that, but John Cena's great.
What do you never thought you said? John Cena's always awesome.
I'm just gonna say it for this movie.
Okay. At least I know you've seen this movie that you're
Yes,
talking about.
yes,
this time.
yes. I mean,
Never saw Summer School.
That's a shame.
ask me another question.
He's the main actor.
Man,
Famous guy from the 80s.
Oh, geez.
Oh, I got to think about that one. It'll come to me. Let's just talk.
Yeah.
Let's just talk.
It'll come to me.
It'll come to me when I Google it.
My phone's right there. I haven't done anything. My cards are here. My phone's there.
It tells me in
It's
the
just,
chat.
it's just all I can think about is Ricky Stenicki, but Mark Harmon.
If only that wasn't in the chat.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, somebody put it in the chat right after I said it. See?
So wait, who's been giving
No
you
one.
these
No,
answers?
he said it right after I said it.
Who's feeding you these answers?
I'm telling you, it was right. I said Mark Harmon, and I
There's
looked
only
over
one
because
guy so
you-
far that's seen this movie. In the
No,
chat.
no.
It's disappointing.
No,
This is a classic from my childhood.
it's all me, baby. It's all me. I know the answers. Ricky Stenicki.
Well, I have no more sword questions, so I'm out.
I have no more wood questions. So.
Do you have any questions for us? How do we end an interview? We've never done this before.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I know how he
I know
ended.
what we're
Hold on.
Play it.
Get that out of there.
Nice.
He sent you the new ones for today.
Dude, I have when?
We have the perfect for today intro outro for this
When did he send it?
interview.
While I was over here prepping for the show?
Check your email real quick.
Which email?
We already
Exactly.
covered.
It's the
Chris
email on that
Friend's
computer over
working
there.
Oh, man.
It's not on my personal email. I can tell you that much.
I even have them separated so you can like play it.
No, but then the problem is I'd have to upload everything too.
Fine.
So it's going to
So
take a
one
while.
of these days we're gonna have this figured out. This show.
I was like, wait, should I dive out of frame when that happens?
That's what it's
Like,
supposed to happen.
I'm
But
like,
yeah,
That one's going to get used a lot.
we have one for guests now though.
This works. Guest star. Yeah. Nothing here. Nothing here. Scooch,
Do we
scooch.
need, do we
Oh,
need
yeah, I
a
was
shipping
gonna say
update?
I don't
I'm
know.
not scooting back to center screen though.
Do we need a shipping update? I don't think we don't
Is
need a
there any
shipping. We're
shipping
shipping.
updates
I
on
mean,
The update is we're shipping.
Well, wait, do you want to do one?
I mean, yeah, it would probably be a good thing
Wait,
to
wait.
Oh, I thought it was a shipping update time.
It's going to be a shipping update. Time.
I
Ready?
don't know how we're going to do this.
Play it.
There we
Seamless,
go.
seamless transition.
Seamless. Shipping update. Shipping update.
Yeah, you gotta say it with weapons.
We're shipping out all the orders from the in stock sale. If you have a Valiant Knight order, it should be on its way to you. We're probably going to finish up those Valiant Knight orders this week. So if by the end of the week, if you order the Valiant Knight and it's not out, you could reach out to us.
Don't complain on the cabal.
But I'm going to tell you this.
We're going to get canceled. Shh, don't say
We
that.
still have a ton of orders to ship. So if you haven't gotten a shipping notice, it's because it hasn't shipped yet or it hasn't left the warehouse yet. It might be processing. So if I tell you, hey, I'm sorry, we can't cancel your order because it's in processing, that means I can't cancel your order. You got to take my word for it because
It's in processing.
it's in processing.
And buried.
It's probably under hundreds of other packages. But we are shipping out.
Brag.
We're shipping out tons of orders daily and working hard to get it all out to you. So we're hoping by the end of the month we have everything shipped. Might be a little longer, but that's our goal. That's our goal to get everything out by then.
I'm so glad George could join us over your shoulder.
Yeah, he's always present.
I'm always here.
He's kind of nibbling on your shoulder. I don't know about that,
I'm whispering sweet nothing. That's what I do.
So, and as we said last week, all Pox's orders are shipped. So, yeah, you shouldn't have to. worry about any of that.
Greg McTavish said he's still waiting for his Adamon and Otho. Did they ship yet?
Yeah. That ship,
Slow boat.
yeah, it's on the slow boat.
Okay,
Those are on the slow
okay,
boat.
okay.
You should get those. That's like 5 weeks to 10 years shipping. So like anywhere in that time frame.
Should have paid for the expedited.
Yeah.
DM me.
So yeah, that's where we're at with the in-stock sale.
Yeah.
We're shipping tons, but we got lots more to go. So you don't need to email me asking me the status of your order because everyone who does gets the same exact answer.
Okay.
Remember, they saved the best for last.
It's true.
Yeah.
Dennis Derby was the last one and Boxes.
There
So
you go.
there you go. But that is my shipping update. Yeah. Customer service, everybody should pretty much have an answer unless it's like the last couple days. Then I've been working on it, All right, that's it.
Just blow it up until everyone's got it.
So the good house heel, who is now the bad house heel, you've lost grace with me. He said giving the guy with the ADHD the controls for the explosions is as good as an idea as. It's the best idea.
Well, in all fairness, I also asked Addy to give us an animation for just an explosion.
Just gonna be nonstop.
There's gonna be a lot of
Keep
explosions.
clicking.
I wish we could have the explosion show up over top of the video, not like
instead of.
Yeah, that's something with.
We need to work on that.
No, that's just something. I don't think you could do it. It's gonna separate it no matter what. Because it might. I wonder if it mutes us when it goes. Also, let me just check. Hold on.
I'm getting attacked by the pillow.
So yeah, it does mute us when you play the video. So, but that's normal, I think. So all right. Well, I guess that's everything. Thanks for the wonderful gift.
Hey,
Thanks for
thank
stopping
you.
by.
What an honor it was to be a guest on the show today. You have no idea how much it means to me. It really.
Anymore, but thanks. Wait, I feel weird. Like.
Oh, okay. Wait. All right. Man, I wish George was here.
Yay!
Not a ship. Not a ship. And that ends the shipping. Thanks so much for coming over and bringing the sword. I know it was. We all had a good laugh when you gave it to us and then immediately took it back. I'm just playing. Now
that was the best part because we had it on the table, at Legion's Con for everybody to come and look at, and a lot of really good pictures. If you took a picture with it, I'm going to put the picture up, and so look for the pictures of you with the sword, which all these months I still haven't put up, but I'm going to put them up on Facebook and everything. So if you were at the table and took a picture with the sword, look for it, and you can have a nice picture of yourself with the sword. But I had to make the big 7-foot tall display case, and that took a little bit of time.
which was stunning, by the way.
Thank you
It's
so
awesome.
much.
Yeah.
Again, what a pleasure it was to do that for you guys.
So anyone coming to intern for a day,
Day
will now get to be able to take pictures with your sword. They'll be able to see it.
Not touch
Probably
it.
on display. I mean, you can't touch it
No
anyway.
touchy.
It's in a case.
Yeah.
No squeezy. No squeezy.
So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for coming,
Thank
making
you.
the special trip over just to bring it out here. We really appreciate it. Thanks for doing it on a Wednesday so we can have.
Oh
you on the
my
show.
gosh,
Very
I was
cool.
so surprised and so happy and honored to be on here. You have no idea. So thank you guys. Man. Thank
I'm
all
honored.
you guys.
I'm honored every week to be on here. I know. So thank you, Chris, for allowing me to also be on the show.
Only one thing I have to say about that.
The best part is that never gets old. It just always is fun.
End the show.
All right, I guess we have to end the show.
End the show.
Hold on, let me get back to my
End the show.
stupid computer. All right, thanks, guys. See you next week. God, I thought we were going to China next week. Oh, I was so confused. All right,
Toylanta.
Oh, that's right. I guess we should talk about that. Yes, Toyland is next
Actually,
week.
no, what you should
This
talk about
weekend
this
is-
weekend is MuskyCon.
MuskyCon.
Is this weekend?
This weekend.
Which day?
Saturday. Sunday? Saturday.
A weekend.
Saturday.
Saturday, maybe Sunday.
It's Saturday.
So Saturday is the 16th. Does that sound right?
Sure. I
Okay.
think they're flying home on the Sunday. So yes.
Okay,
it's
so
Saturday.
16th is MuskyCon. Who's going to be out there?
Jeremy and Jim.
Jeremy and Jim.
And then
Okay.
the whole team of Muskies.
Saturday.
The Musks.
The Muskie, my wife is going to kill me.
Yeah.
They are Muskie. Say hi.
This is a street team event.
Yeah.
With the real street team.
It's a street team event.
Yeah, it's going to be what? Travis, Pete, Steve, and
I
The,
don't
the
know
wit.
anybody.
my wife is going to kill me,
Yes.
guys.
they might have a song to sing. We'll see.
March 16th.
Oh,
See, I was right. Hey, that's my mom's birthday.
speaking of birthdays, Greg just said, Chris, you need explosions for early birthday updates. We already went through the update at the beginning of the show, just so you know.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Only 3,000 more days till your next birthday.
No, it's 350 days.
14 days.
351, sorry.
14 days to what?
Until free lunch.
Oh,
Until free
his
lunch.
Um,
So yeah, so Saturday's MuskyCon, and then what, the week after?
22nd, the weekend of the 22nd,
22nd,
is
23rd.
Toylanta
Yep.
and ToyCon.
So you'll be at Toylanta. You'll be at
I'll
ToyCon.
be at ToyCon.
I'll be at ToyCon.
There we go.
I'll be
Should
Yeah.
be nowhere.
I'll be at home. And then
You
there's
should come
nothing.
to work ToyCon.
Stay away.
I'm gonna be at ToyCon.
I'm not even going to be there. And I
I'm
know
gonna be
they
at
don't want you.
Toylanta.
We don't want you there, and we don't want you at ToyCon. So
I'll
just
be there
stay
with
home.
explosions. And then after that, we'll be going to China April 10th. So it's something between Toylanta and
No, but at
China,
the
right?
end of April is Keene County. Keene County? Keene, how do you say that
Yes,
word?
Kane.
Or
Keene. I don't
Keene
know.
County.
I
It's
think it's
in
Kane.
Illinois.
Chicago.
Outside Chicago, King County Toy Show is when we get back from China. So you don't have to. Hard out.
Dougie Fresh, Flip Mode Squad, Junior Mafia.
None of those are right. You get one word right every time, and it's fresh. That's the only word you got right in that whole batch.
Why change? All right, so there you go. That's your.
We even have an intro explosion for this convention update.
Awesome.
Chris won't put it on the thing.
Here it goes.